Angel Densetsu is one of the funniest anime I've ever seen, about a man so ugly everyone thinks that he's evil, but in reality he's actually the nicest man in the entire planet. It starts out with my boy stepping out of his house to walk to his first day at a new school that he just transferred to, and he says, "It's such a beautiful day, I can't wait to make new friends." And right when my boy steps out of his house, the mailman runs away out of straight fear because my man is so scary looking. And bruh, even that cat too.
Bitch, I am a cat, meow meow. Better subscribe to snooze.
Hey yo, he said it, not me. When he's about to arrive at school, the principal is talking about how there's a new student and that his grades and character are perfect from what his last principal said about him, and that he's so excited to see what a great scholar looks like. Then my boy arrives and they're like, "Come on in please," and my boy's like, "Pleasure to meet you." And bruh, they're scared as fluff. They're like, "Who are you? This is the principal's office, why are you in here?" And screams that he's calling the police. Then the opening plays, and bruh, they did not have to make a 2-episode OVA opening sound this good. Oh yeah, and by the way, YouTube is trying to ban me, so please consider joining my Patreon. It's only $1 for a million cool features. Cuts to class, and everyone in the entire class, even the teacher, is scared of my boy, bruh. And he says he needs to quickly make people not afraid of him, so at least my boy's aware of how he looks. It cuts to lunchtime, and the gang leader of the school is mad because he thinks people will start mistaking my boy as the leader if he doesn't do something about it quick. And it cuts back to my boy Katano eating lunch, and bro, the class gets so scared that when my boy even chooses food, it makes them flinch. So when my boy finally leaves the room, they're all relieved and go back to normal, saying they couldn't enjoy their lunch with him in the room, which makes my boy feel bad. But right as he hears this, someone's behind him. It's the gang leader of the school, and he's like, "Hey, I heard an evil looking guy transferred here today. You mind introducing me?" And my boy turns around slowly and says, which makes him run away and say it was his mistake. Oh yeah, and by the way, this anime only has 2 episodes in its entire series, and I'm covering them both in today's video, so you're gonna want to stick around until the end to get the full story. Then it cuts to the gang leader's hangout spot, and his goons are like, "Bro, why did you run away from him?" And he says, "You idiots, those aren't normal humans' eyes. I fight a lot, and I can tell if someone is strong just by looking at them." And says if his suspicions are correct, not only is my man evil, but he's also a druggie. Then it cuts back to my boy, and he says he needs to cheer up because he's sure everyone will stop mistaking him soon. And he says he will pick up trash for celebration of his first day attending the school. So my boy starts picking up trash, but the school's gang leader explains when the time comes for him to fight off Kitano, he will do it no questions asked. Then he kicks the can he just crushed while he says that, and my boy Kitano sees this and fluff it, bro. I'll just show you the clip. Eventually crashes into them. Luckily it was into the wall and it didn't hit him, but the gang leader is instantly begging for mercy not to kill him and says he will give him the title as a gang leader if he spares his life. Then something happens. It cuts to a new delinquent saying to himself that it's been 2 weeks and his suspension is finally up. Then it cuts to them in class again, and something happens that happens in a million of these old anime.
Some horrible English in anime.
British system of education has...
And while the teacher's trying to speak English, he's getting intimidated by a 14-year-old, bruh. That's how much aura my boy's got. Then the old gang leader tells his goons to never fight their new leader because he will easily kill them. But then the yellow-haired guy comes out of nowhere, and the old gang leader recognizes him for getting suspended on the first day for fighting a kid and challenges him to a fight. And the guy with blonde hair is like, "Fine, I would love to have 3 dudes on me at once." Then my boy beats them without even getting a scratch on himself, and he says he's now the new gang leader. And the old leader can barely speak after getting beaten up, but he's like, "Nah, someone beat us yesterday. His name's Kitano." And the guy with blonde hair that looks like the crackhead kid from that one Vine is in shock, bruh. And he says to himself that he'll just have to beat Kitano next to show once and for all that he's the leader of this school. And he tries to ask the guy that he just beat up where he's at, but my boy's out cold, so he just goes off to look for him himself. So he steps into class and then realizes everyone in the class is scared of him. But let me just tell you, bruh, they're not as scared of him as they are Kitano, because one girl tells him that he's sitting in Kitano's seat. And bruh, I haven't seen a single one of them speak to Kitano once. That just shows how scary my boy really is, bruh. And she's like, "Don't sit in that seat, that's Kitano." And as soon as Kitano comes back from his bathroom break, she instantly stops talking and sits down again. Man, my boy's got aura. And Kitano thinks to himself that he knows someone's in his seat, but he doesn't want to ask him to move because that would be rude. And the yellow haired guy looks at him slowly, and this happens. and Kitano reaches to shake his hand, but he walks off out of fear. And Kitano feels bad and thinks it's his fault because he wasn't talking to him or something. So he runs off to go apologize to him. But everyone in the class thinks it's because he's gonna go fight him. It cuts to my boy with the yellow hair, and he's so angry with himself for being scared that he's banging his head against the wall and making it bleed. And he says, "Those were the eyes of a murderer. How could I not be scared? If I kept at it, I would be a dead man." Then as he's saying these things, he hears someone behind him. It's our boy Kitano, and he gets scared and thinks Kitano's about to kill him. So he pulls his knife out. And Kitano sees blood on him and thinks that his silence hurt him so much that he's about to take his own life. "No, I'm sorry, don't hurt yourself." And Kitano says in the nicest way possible, "Don't be in such a hurry to die. You have to treasure your life." And the guy with yellow hair says while smiling, "I can't win. Against this person, I could never win." And on that day, Kitano made his first friend. The second and the last episode of the series starts, and the old gang leader hears some kids from another school talking schmidt about him, saying stuff like he lost to a transfer student on the first day. And my boy starts getting angry and scared at the same time because they go to a different school with much stronger students. But then he sees Kitano walking towards him, looking like a straight serial killer. But my man's probably thinking about butterflies or some schmidt, and he thinks to himself he has nothing to worry about if Kitano's there. So he just starts talking schmidt to the delinquents and says Kitano will destroy them. And they get all scared because they've heard stories about Kitano. But right when he says all that, his goons are like, "Bruh, Kitano's not behind you." Because right when this was happening, my boy saw a wallet on the ground, so he took a right. And it turns out the guy goes to the same school as the people talking schmidt right now. And he thinks to himself that he will return it after school. But yeah, Kitano's new underlings are about to get beat up, but then the bus arrives. So a scholar like my boy was scared of missing the bus, so he had to run as fast as he could, unknowingly scaring the other kids off. I'm still not sure why he makes that sound when he's running though. Then they get off the bus, and the principal is looking outside thinking all of his students are so great. Then he sees my boy Kitano, bruh, and he's like, "Damn, I forgot. One of my students is the devil." Bruh, chill, my man's a nice guy, bruh, give him a chance. Then it cuts to after school, and my boy Kitano went to the other school to go find the person who dropped their wallet. As he's walking around campus, he runs into this guy with brown hair, and he's like, "Who are you? You don't go to our school." And my boy's like, "Do you know whose wallet this is?" And the guy with the brown hair is like, "All because he's the strongest doesn't mean you can go fight him right now. You're gonna have to fight me first." Then Kitano starts walking up on him to get closer, which makes the guy with the brown hair walk backwards out of fear. And Kitano starts laughing because it's funny how he's hopping. Yeah, that's his face when he's laughing. Then this happens.
歩き方を笑うなんて人間として最低の行為だよ。殴られて当然だ。さあ、君の気が済むまで殴ってくれ。気が済むまで。
Then for some reason, the guy who Kitano's been looking for appears at Kitano's school, asking the old gang leader and the blonde-haired kid where Kitano is, which makes Kitano's new friend with the blonde hair fight him, and ultimately just like get destroyed. As this is happening, one of his underlings comes out of nowhere and tells him that the guy with the brown hair just got beat by Kitano, and he tells them to tell Kitano to meet at the park tomorrow, and if he doesn't show up, he'll kill them all. It cuts to the next day, and they tell Kitano about the park situation. Kitano thinks that he found out that he has his wallet, so my boy immediately starts walking to their school, and his new underlings are in shock. They're like, "Bro, you can't go by yourself?" They think their new boss is really the GOAT right now. They think he's ready to beat off any amount of men at once. Then my boy with the yellow hair walks by, and he says good morning to Kitano, and Kitano sees he has marks on his face from the fight with the wallet guy yesterday, and he's like, "Could it be? When I wasn't paying attention, you tried to commit suicide again." Then it cuts to them pulling up to the school, and the wallet guy looks like he brought his entire school with him, while Kitano only brought like 4 people. And Kitano thinks to himself that he must be lonely if he brought this many people just to retrieve a wallet. Then the yellow haired guy tells Kitano that he learned his lesson yesterday, and he will go fight the underlings of the wallet guy. So he just runs in, and Kitano says, "Yeah, I'm the only one that has what he needs anyways," still thinking this whole thing is about the wallet. And bro, the yellow haired guy is just destroying every underling in sight. And immediately after, the old boss and his underlings start jumping into the fight also. And Kitano's confused. He's wondering why everyone's fighting, so he tries to go walk up and stop the fight. But the wallet guy steps in front of him and says he's gonna have to pay for what he did to his friend yesterday. And Kitano's like, "Yeah, I should have given his friend his his wallet. And then he starts looking for his wallet and he realizes he can't find it. Oh bro, my bad, looks like I forgot your wallet. And bro, he threw a haymaker so hard that it also disintegrated half of Kitano's umbrella. Then it shows my boy with the yellow hair is fighting the guy with the brown hair now, and he cuts my boy's hand with a knife, but he's like, bruh, I have one of those too, which gets the guy with the brown hair scared. Then it cuts back to Kitano and he keeps getting up, letting the wallet guy hit him over and over again without attacking him back, and the wallet guy starts getting scared. He thinks Kitano is planning something, and Kitano thinks that he's just hitting him because he forgot his wallet and that he deserves it. But then Kitano sees something. It's a yellow haired guy and his hand is bleeding with a knife in his hand, and my boy thinks he's trying to kill himself again. Then the show explains that the scar on his face is only visible under stress, which makes him look like 10 times scarier, by the way. And he's like, you have to treasure your life like I told you. And the wallet guy throws another punch, but it has no effect, and my boy pushes him out of the way with glowing hands just to save the yellow haired guy's life, which ultimately stops the fight between the two and knocks the wallet guy out cold. And the wallet guy's underlings say this is the school's first loss, and as soon as he says that, the wallet falls out of Kitano's pocket. Then Kitano walks over to the guy that he just knocked out, and he says he's sorry for hurting him, but it was for his friend's sake that was trying to commit suicide, and that the next time they meet, hopefully they can start over again. And just like that, my boy beat over 100 men with just 5 people.